What is a Springboard Collaborative PLC? A professional development video from Springboard Collaborative. You've probably been a part of a PLC or a professional learning community. You may think it's just another name for a faculty meeting because many schools say they have PLCs, but nobody does a PLC quite like Springboard Collaborative. Our PLCs are facilitated by a site leader, a literacy coach, or another type of coach. This facilitator will ensure that the PLCs follow a basic structure. There's a welcome, some general housekeeping, planning and practice time, and closing. But where Springboard Collaborative differs from your run-of-the-mill PLCs is right here. The emphasis on the planning and practice time where we prioritize collaborative learning. By having this planning and practice time, we keep the learning, or the L, in every one of our PLCs. So what does that learning look like? The learning at a Springboard PLC is collaborative, purposeful, tied to student outcomes, and leads to change. First, let's talk about how the learning is collaborative. A Springboard PLC is filled with voices. Now, it's true there's a facilitator who is directing the PLC, but they're not domineering the PLC. Instead, the facilitator uses protocols and other group teaching moves to get teachers talking and learning from each other. After the PLC, the informal conversations spill into the hallways and the rest of the week. A good PLC will be an ongoing conversation. Second, learning is purposeful. As any good teacher knows, being prepared is paramount. So the facilitator will take the time to shape the learning for each PLC. Prior to the meeting, they will look at data or use observations to determine the needs of their teachers, gather resources, and then bounce ideas off another coach. They will plan activities and a coherent structure. But because this is a collaborative learning experience, during the PLC they will be committed to an outcome and not necessarily the learning path. Learning is also tied to student outcomes. We are committed to helping teachers learn and grow, but we're not doing it just for the teachers. We're doing it for the Springboard scholars. Every ounce of teacher learning must translate into better outcomes for kids. So we make sure every Springboard Collaborative PLC is tied to student data, and every conversation helps you plan and apply the principles you're learning to the children in front of you the very next day. At Springboard, we also know that family engagement leads to student learning. That's why our PLCs will also help you prepare for family workshops and create real partnerships with families. Finally, learning leads to change. The principles and practices you learn in the PLC will change your teaching. Coupled with your individualized coaching, you can think of them as an ongoing professional development conference embedded in your week. You'll also use your new insights throughout the Springboard session and into any teaching opportunity. Because your family engagement and teaching practice grow, your students will learn more effectively. Real collaboration will take root and change your school community. These are big promises, but we know the Springboard PLCs can deliver, and we're excited for you to be a part of them.